एन्ड गरौँ है त ओके
चपर
यिनीहरूको त एकदम आफ्नै स्टोरी छ क्या
आफ्नै स्टोरी सुरु गरे नि
क्रिजलमेनिया अनि फायर गरिदियो ओली डेभिसले
अनि फेरि एडम ब्लम्पियर भनेको त फर्स्ट रेस्लिङ युट्युबर हो कि
Tomorrow is bound to be just chock full of rematches from SummerSlam with absolutely no character development whatsoever, right? Sorry, what's that? Roman Reigns is a Paul Heyman guy? What? Last night's episode of SmackDown saw Adam Pearce's journey to get the 3 competitors in the triple threat match for the Universal Championship to sign the contract, which ended with Roman Reigns. Reigns then said he's going to win on Sunday. That's not a prediction, that's a spoiler. And then Paul Heyman was...
So, यसमा चाहिँ मलाई के लाग्छ भने यो एंगलले चाहिँ सायद धेरै ट्विस्ट ल्याउँछ नै देखाइरहेको छ अहिलेसम्म हैन जहाँसम्म हिल टर्न नै हो यो
हिल नै हो Paul Heymanसँग फेस
sitting next to him. Holy hot damn! I'll dive more into the angle itself later in the video in my SmackDown review portion, but what does this mean for SmackDown and WWE? A report from PW Insider states that the plan right now is to push Roman as the top heel on SmackDown. Guys, it's the Roman Reigns heel turn, the thing you've always wanted. Now please be happy about it. The report...
What are the things you always want? Make Roman heel.
क्रिटिसाइज गरिरहेको के रोमानियन्स कस्तो दूर भागे जोन सिना हुने भयो जोन सिनाको त्यो हिल वाला फायरफ्लाई फन हाउस एंगल मान्छेहरुले कति मन पराएको थियो त्यही भएर हिल बनाउन खोजे जस्तो लाग्छ है मलाई चाहिँ रोमानियन्सको इन्ट्रोडक्सन हिल भएको थियो अब टप
तर जोन सिना हिल चाहिँ कहिले पनि भएन नि त
त नि
मेबी यो पोर्सनमा चाहिँ के छ भने के रे रोमन इज गोइङ टु बी हियर हिल हैन बट नो वान इज गोइङ टु लाइक छ कि अनि फेरि फेस हुन्छ कि अब त्यो
फेस गराउन ब्रक लेसनर ल्याइदै पुग्छ के
पुग्छ
मेरो चाहिँ फर्स्ट थट नै
also states that Braun Strowman will also continue to be a heel moving forwards. And interestingly enough, the top babyface on SmackDown...
So, मैले भने Strowman पनि heel छ त्यो पनि heel छ and this is top babyface अब Fiend.
Is going to be the Fiend. This was already seen on last night's episode.
यो कुरा एकदम खुसी लागिरहेको
at SummerSlam. Cheers were over.
के भयो
यो कुरा सुनेर खुसी लागिरहेको के मलाई यो टप हामीले अहिलेसम्म देखिरहेको सुपरस्टारहरू सबै हिल छ के एजे फिन ब्रन रोमन रेन्स सब हिल छ के त्योहरू बेबी फेसमा अब नयाँ स्टारहरू आउनलाई एकदम बाटो छ कि स्म्याकडाउनमा त्योहरू स्म्याकडाउन र भन्दा 100 गुणा राम्रो हो के अहिले तर अलि के आएपछि चाहिँ र
त्यो त राम्रो हुनु पर्यो नि अब फक्सले लिइराछ फक्सले पुरै पे गरिराछ
तर अब म्याट रिडल आओस् हैन बिगी आओस् यिनीहरू दुईजनालाई चाहिँ बिगार्नु हुन्न WWE ले जे भए पनि म्याट रिडललाई चाहिँ बिगार्नु हुन्न
Laid to the Fiend winning the championship. Who do you want to see Roman feud with for the Universal Championship? Because he's definitely winning tomorrow night. Let me know in the comments because I'll do a...
भने नि he's going definitely gonna win. उनीहरूले ल्याएकै कारण नै त्यही हो क्या टिङ बुस्ट अप भनेर जन अब के रे फ्यान्स आर गेटिङ व्हाट दे नीड हैन हिल टर्न
Exactly.
People from out of his sparkly new white tee. But Paul Heyman wasn't the only shock return on SmackDown. And no, I'm not talking about Sami Zayn. I'm talking about Kenny Omega, who was part of the Thunderdome audience. Twitter user at Mackenzie as 93V.
तर मलाई चाहिँ के लाग्छ यो चाहिँ केनी ओमेगा चाहिँ थिएन त्यो
यो आफैले कन्फर्म गरिसक्यो
त्यसले त्यो हाइपमा त्यसले आफै दिएको हो त्यो त त्यसले त्यो हाइपमा त्यो गरेको किनकि उनीहरूको कन्ट्र्याक्ट हुन्छ कुनै पनि अरू प्रमोसनमा नजान पाउने न के गर्न पाउने हैन मलाई के लाग्छ भने
थन्डरडोम भनेको त त्यो हैन न
जस्तै लास्ट टाइम क्रिस बेनवा थियो नि त
त्यो त WWE को नजरमा बेनवा त मर्डरर भनेर राख्दै नि त त्यही भएर हो तर AEW ले त्यस्तो मान्दैन
AEW new tag team champion. Been quite happily watching along. Yes, very clever. It's clearly just a picture of Omega. He wasn't really watching. I was just trying to have a good time. I honestly didn't think anyone would notice. So he was watching. Nice. The ratings are in for this week's episode of AEW's Thursday Night Dynamite. No thanks to Kenny, the traitor. Despite being outside its usual Wednesday time slot, AEW Dynamite upped its viewership to 813,000 viewers, an increase from last week's 755,000. Conversely, though, Dynamite dropped its ratings in the 18 to 49 demo from 0.31 last week to 0.29 this week. Next week is the go-home show for All Out, and they're returning to their usual Wednesday night time slot, and they're unopposed as NXT's running Super Tuesday, so you'd expect next week's show to be even higher. But it's not all about AEW, as Payback is tomorrow night, and noticeable by their absence on last night's SmackDown was Retribution. Wait, no, sorry. Retribution! But we might not be waiting too long to see them again, as one of the people suspected to be part of the group, Dominik Dijakovic, who's blacked out his Twitter for months now, tweeted a series of numbers before quickly deleting it. The numbers, when put through a cipher, spell out the
के हुन्छ के होला त यो नम्बर यो डेट हो डेट
Sunday.
series of numbers before quickly deleting it. The numbers, when put through a cipher, spell out the word Sunday. Turns out Dijak just wants some ice cream, because Sunday Retribution will probably be at Payback. But enough of that pesky news, let's get into what you really came here for, because it's time for a review of last night's episode of WWE Smackdown. In about 5 minutes, Roman Reigns is with Paul Heyman now.
यिनीहरुको रिभ्यु राम्रो हुन्छ within 3 minutes 5 minutes
go to wix.com
everything
and create a professional website that's sure to start from scratch.
After a recap of Roman Reigns returning at SummerSlam, breaking news, the big dog is back. Adam Pearce is backstage in Vince McMahon's office, and Vince tells him he needs signatures from the 3 people competing for the Universal title at Payback before handing him an outfit to wear so he can enter the Firefly Funhouse? Huh? Also, I'm going to address this problem once and only once, though it was prevalent through the whole show. The crowd noises this week were obnoxious. It was a constant drone of noise instead of ups and downs like actual cheers do. It just covered some of the people talking and didn't add anything. It was like those vuvuzelas in the World Cup sorted out. Anyway, the first match of the night was Jeff Hardy versus Shinsuke Nakamura, the former of which who had issued an open challenge for the Intercontinental Championship, which AJ Styles was not happy about. He came out to lambast Hardy for winning with the knee brace last week, which actually played into this match too, as Hardy used the brace again to turn the tide of the match before hitting a twist of fate and the swanton to pick up the win. Is Hardy using the brace intentionally or just a happy accident? That's actually quite a good story to tell. I'm curious to see if they build on this. But the segment's not over there, because Sami Zayn is back. He comes out with the Intercontinental Championship, calling Hardy a fraud and a fake champion. I was so excited to see Zayn back. It's just a shame that his return was a bit pants. He booted Hardy in the face, to which Hardy then stood up and his music played as he celebrated. And later he was backstage with Kayla Braxton, who made him out to look like a massive dick for not being around for months. We're in a pandemic, guys. And in another backstage promo later, his old teammates of Cesaro and Nakamura weren't too happy.
यसमा अब स्यामी जेनले जुन पुश पाउनु पर्ने हो नि इज अ पर्फेक्ट हिल जुन एन्टी हिरोको छ नि उसको पर्सन त्यो चाहिँ अब बिल्ड अप हुन्छ कि जस्तो लागिरहेको छ मलाई जेफ हार्डी मा जुन त्यो फेसको पर्सोना छ उसको पहिलेदेखिको हैन अनि उसको जुन एन्टी हिरोको
डिफरेन्ट चाहिँ एनएक्सटी को चाहियो के यस्तो बवाल थियो
to see him neither, saying he'd been gone for 4 months without so much as a phone call, again making him look like a massive dick for taking time off during a pandemic. But don't worry guys, there's no consequences for taking time off, remember? There was a Firefly Funhouse next where Adam Pearce came in dressed as a postman, and then Wyatt signed the contract, and then Pierce left. What the f was that? How would Vince know to give him the postman outfit? Why did he have to wear it? I'm so confused. Matt Riddle came out to the ring to call out King Corbin next, who instead made a match between Riddle and Shorty G, which Riddle won in about 2 minutes. I've been doing this review for longer than the match was. Riddle beats up Corbin a little bit after, and after another backstage promo, Corbin says he wants Riddle at Payback. Sasha Banks and Bayley came out next, and Bayley had a brilliant promo here, lamenting Sasha losing her title at SummerSlam, and says it's all her fault for letting Sasha challenge for the title in the first place. She knows her record that she can't defend a title. Then the segment came crashing down when Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax came on the Titantron, and they said they were gonna win the tag titles at Payback or something. I'm sure they said some other things, but it was also generic. It blended into each other. In yet another backstage promo, Drew Gulak is looking for Braun Strowman and then finds him immediately, smashing a chair over his back before handing the chair to Adam.
जस्तो सासाले बेलीले भन्यो नि सो त्यो लाइनले मलाई कहाँ लाग्छ कि मेबी दे गोना स्टार्ट द फ्युड
त्यही भएर
तर यो
किनभने यो ट्याग टाइटल नि डिफेन्ड गरेन नि त यिनीहरूले राम्रोसँग पेपर-भ्यूमा अब गर्छ अनि डिफेन्समै हार्यो भनेर दोष लाग्नु पर्छ
can't defend a title. Then the segment came crashing down when Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax came on the Titantron, and they said they were gonna win the tag titles at Payback or something. I'm sure they said some other things, but it was also generic. It blended into each other. In yet another backstage promo, Drew Gulak is looking for Braun Strowman and then finds him immediately, smashing a chair over his back before handing the chair to Adam Pearce, who was also there, and walking off. Okay. Strowman then says he's going to squash Gulak, and guess what? He did. That's Wyatt and Strowman that have signed the contract. Just Roman to go. I'm sure that'll be on.
यसमा चाहिँ उसको मर्डरै भएको हो हैन यो वाला ब्राउन स्ट्रोमन चाहिएको छ कि जुन दिन हामी पाइरा थिएन नि यो जो फेस ब्राउन स्ट्रोमन थियो नि त्यो द्याट वाज क्वाइट बोरिङ उनीहरुलाई चाहिँ सेमी जेन वाला चाहिएको ब्राउन स्ट्रोमन that's सेमी जेन वाला ब्राउन स्ट्रोमन अगाडि जुन आथ्यो नि उले कलिस्टोसँग भएको थियो डम्पस्टर म्याच
Uneventful. Tension.
I say the number one thing that stops me from making more videos.
Build between all the teams, it seems, because Bayley and Banks can't be the only ones. Cesaro wasn't happy Nakamura went out for an Intercontinental Championship match without so much as a heads up, and Kalisto and Lince Dorado continued their argument, with Kalisto telling Dorado to watch how it's done against Cesaro. The match itself was awesome. Some really great lucha things going on in this one, but it was super short, only going a few minutes, before Nakamura tried to get involved unsuccessfully as Lucha House Party accosted him, but the distraction allowed Cesaro to get the roll-up win. We're going backstage yet again to see Nikki Cross holding the mug Alexa first got to her before she's joined by Alexa, who has her hair in pigtails. Uh-oh. And she's got a singular dreadlock. Uh-oh. Cross says her new hairdo isn't a good idea. It reminds her of The Fiend. And Alexa's expression suddenly goes very blank before she snaps back into reality and then fires up at Cross, saying she thought friends supported each other. So much for friendship. And then she smashes the mug that Nikki was holding. And then she walks off. Tension between teammates.
So they're gonna break up again, I know.
सब ट्याग टिममा ब्रेकअप हान्न लाग्यो मिज र मोरीसँग पनि झगडा भएको थियो पछि
तर यो यसले के भन्छ नि बिचमा जुन आएको थियो नि
ह्याकर
हो त्यसले जुन देखाएको थियो नि कि सबैको एभ्री टाइम थिङ इज वाच्ड एन्ड अल मेबी इट्स टाइम टु रिभिल द्याट दे rumors are speculating that they have given up on this story, right?
Must be Smackdown. Also, Tamina was there. The main event of the show was a 6-man tag of Big E and Heavy Machinery versus Sheamus, Miz, and Morrison. Wait, what happened to the advert?
Money in the bank, okay, bye. It's more than 6 months. No cash in. Not a tease of cashing in.
क्यास इन नगरेर त केही प्रब्लम लागेको थिएन कि तर टिज नै भएन कि क्यास इनको
के अरे this thing मलाई चाहिँ के लाग्छ भने how they going to build up a story is टेन्सन राइज हुन्छ टक्कर र ओटिसको हैन अनि त्यसपछि टक्कर विल क्याश इन अन करेन्ट ट्याग टिम च्याम्पियन किनभने टक्करले जुन इन्टरभ्यूमा भन्छ कि maybe this is for all titles and I'm gonna यो भनेपछि Tag team titles.
A segment of Biggie on Miz TV. I mean, I'm not complaining, this show had enough bloody promos as it is. The match was fine, with Biggie picking up the win over Miz, which was nice. But the night wasn't over, because we cut backstage again, and Roman Reigns is there with the contract saying he'll be there on Sunday. He'll win the Universal Championship. That's not a prediction. That's a spoiler. The camera pans over, and Paul Heyman is sitting next to him, who simply says, "Believe that." Ooh, baby. This is brilliant for many, many reasons, but Roman having a mouthpiece is awesome, because Roman is best when he's brooding and can deliver a seething one-liner. That's his best promo style. Having a guy like Heyman working with Reigns is going to do wonders for him as well. Some of Reigns' best work came against Brock Lesnar when he was working closely with Heyman. I think they can make some magic together. I'm genuinely pumped for Payback, and the main reason is, I can't believe I'm saying this, please don't kill me comments, I want to see Roman win the Universal Championship, and that would have been completely unheard of before their show. I mean, what a turnaround. Let me know what you thought of the show in the comments, but for me, overall, this show was not great. Don't get me wrong, Roman Reigns with Paul Heyman is a masterstroke, and I'm really looking forward to that match at Payback, and it was great to see Sami Zayn, but good God, there were so many promos. To put it in perspective, there were 5 matches on this show. 2 of them were squash matches, 1 of them went less than 5 minutes, so there was really 2 actual matches on the card. In contrast, there were 15 promo segments. 12 of which were backstage, 2 were in the ring, 1 was the Firefly Funhouse, and on top of those 15, there was also a promo from Riddle to Gogal Corbin, and there was a picture-in-picture promo from Cesaro during the Hardy Nakamura match. If that isn't your strong suit, let me explain it in a different way. That's a lot of promos. Some of them were really good, but it just didn't give the viewer any time to digest what they'd just seen. It was promo, story. So somehow, on a show that saw Sami Zayn return and Roman Reigns align himself with a returning Paul Heyman, this gets a smack bang in the middle 3 out of 5. How do they manage that? Is Vince McMahon actually good? Find out with Luke's new episode over on Parts of Unknown, but keep it quiet, I don't...
Okay.
मैले त्यो रेट्रिब्युसनको अलिकति कुरा गर्छु भने थियो अघि नै त्यो वाइड भर्सेस रेट्रिब्युसन बिर्सेछु यसै के रे रेट्रिब्युसन त्यो फ्याक्सनलाई चाहिँ अब सायद रमा मात्र सीमित गरेर राख्ने जस्तो देखिया छ किनभने रमा उनीहरूले चाहिँ अब प्रपर अट्याक गरेर भागेन के भनौँ न त्यो स्ट्यान्ड अफ दियो नि त त्यही भएर अब उनीहरू सायद रमै बसेर हैन रलाई नै केही गर्छ होला किन रमा नि लास्टै धेरै सेगमेन्ट हुन्छ क्या लास्ट
स्म्याकडाउनमा पनि त 15 सेगमेन्ट भयो
अनि त्यो त अब 1 हप्ता थियो बिचारा पेपर भ्यू बिल्ड गर्नु पर्यो नि हैन जे मलाई त्यस्तो नराम्रो अरु बेला जस्तो एकदम फाक लागे जस्तो सोचे भएको थिएन रेस्लिङ हेर्ने भए अरु सो हेरे भए नि ल अनि त्यसपछि NXT को अब ट्युजडे
सुपर ट्युजडे
फ्याटल 4-वे
फ्याटल 4-वे जस्ट
1 आवर म्याच आयरन म्यान
म्याच सो मलाई चाहिँ त्यहाँ के लाग्छ भने न्यू च्याम्पियनशिपको लागि हो गार्गेनोलाई बिल्डअप गर्दैन
गार्गेनो छैन म चाहिँ कि च्याम्पा कि ब्यालर हो तर फिन ब्यालरले जित्छ होला सायद
मेबी फिन ब्यालरले जित्छ होला फिन ब्यालर
किनभने फिन ब्यालर थियो के च्यालेन्जर क्रसको कस्तो
फेरि केरियन क्रस पनि इन्जर्ड हैन
कस्तो ओडा लाग्यो केरियन क्रस त्यस्तो खतरा भयो त्यो लग्न लाग्यो क्या
ब्याड लक
सेन्स नै भएन कि किथलीलाई थियो तर किथली झन् ठुलो भयो हैन अनि किथलीको म्युजिक र कपडाको नि कति क्रिटिसिजम भइरहेको थियो यस्तो राम्रो त्यो फ्यानहरुसँग इन्गेज हुने खालको गीत थियो त्यो म्युजिक कम्पनी चेन्ज गरेर ल्याएर चाहिँ त्यही भएर चाहिँ अनि अर्को मैले के कुरा आएको छैन बिर्सेँ
ब्रिजेङ्गोलाई त्यो गरेर मेबी तिनीहरूलाई मेन इभेन्टमा पुश गर्न थालेको के यहाँ मेन रोस्टरमा पुश गर्न थालेको हो
तिनीहरूलाई मेन रोस्टर ल्याएर के काम अस्ति नै ल्याएर त्यो कमेडी फेसन पुलिस वाला त राम्रै थियो रेस्लिङ चाहिँ के गराएन
राम्रो थिएन तिनीहरूको त
सही थियो एकदम राम्रो राम्रो स्टोरी
समथिङ न्यू थियो ल यार अनि म तिमीलाई त्यो वेबसाइटको पनि एउटा म क्रेडेन्सियल पठाइदिन्छु हैन अनि त्यसपछि तिमीले गर न सिकाइदिन्छु है
त्यो चाहिँ अब गरिहालौँ न भोलि गरौँ न
ल भोलितिर है त
दिउँसोतिर गरौँ है तपाईँ फ्री हुन्छ कि हुँदैन
हुन्छ हुन्छ ल
म दिउँसो एकचोटि मेसेज गर्छु अनि गरौँ है
ओके
अनि पेब्याकबाट सुरु गर्नुपर्छ कि
ल ल ल भाइ म यो भिडियो प्रोसेस गरेर फेरि युट्युबमा हाल्छु अनि त्यसपछि ल बाई
बाई